Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Salesforce AI Champions. Today I'll be going to talk about how to import Salesforce record using an extension named Salesforce Inspector Reloaded. And we can just search for that extension in our preferred browser like using the name like Salesforce Inspector Reloaded for your preferred browser. This I am searching it for like in Microsoft Edge, but this extension is also available in Chrome, in Firefox browsers we can also find. So this extension Salesforce Inspector Reloaded is very productive tools for Salesforce daily use, and we can just import, export records, delete records using this tool. We can do a lot of tasks like performing enabling debug logs, logging with another user for testing purpose. Then we can directly see different field values from a record. Then we can write SQLs. Then we can just assign permissions directly from the in the permission set groups in using this extension. We can also generate access tokens. So those kind of productive tasks we can perform using this Salesforce Inspector Reloaded extension. And after installing this extension, we can just found the extension indicated in here in the right side, and on clicking on that, we can just see different field values, different tabs like object, users, shortcuts, org. In the object tab, we can just see this object like animal. We can see record ID, then we can see record name, created date, last modified date. Then we can see this by clicking on this action button like show all data. We can see different field values for this object. So this is a custom object called animal, and in here like we can see a lot of few custom fields that I created. So in the last video I have shown like how to create this custom object, and we can just create few custom fields under this custom object. I have also demonstrated like how to create formula fields, picklist field, text field, number fields, data type fields, how to create in under a custom object. So if you have not watched that video, please check that out. I will be adding that tutorial link in this video description. And also we can create new records by clicking this new animal records. We can data export, import. We can see org limits as well. We can explore APIs. We can generate access tokens. We can see REST Explorer. So a lot of tasks we can perform like, and also like um, we can see different org limits like org limits. We can also check by clicking on this um, org limit action button. But as of now, I'll be demonstrate how to like import records. Before that, on clicking on this data export, we can just write SQLs for a record, and if I just run, we can see a dummy. We can see the records, and we can also like copy or download this JSON of this record, and we can see different query histories. We can save this query, this SQL query for future use as well. We can see delete or archive records as well from this data export action. But I'll be just importing the records. So let me just click on that. So in the data import, we just in the API, will be using this enterprise default API type, and in the action type there will be action type of insert, since I am loading records into Salesforce. And also there are other actions are available like update, upsert, delete, undelete. I will be demonstrate all of the actions like updating records, deleting records in the later sessions. So, and the object should be animal. If you have like for you are loading records for standard object like for lead, you can just select this lead object. But since I'll be loading records for this custom animal object, that is why I'm selecting this animal object. And I have already prepared a CSV with dummy records, dummy animal records, and there are few columns that they're like animal name, species, breed, date of birth, gender, color, weight, health status, owner. So these are the columns are available with dummy 50 records. So before loading that, I'll be just selecting all the records, and we just need to copy all the records, and we can just directly paste those records in here. So after pasting the records, this UI will be shown like this, and in the right side we can see this field mapping. We just need to update this field mapping accordingly, like animal name. In this case, we just need to find the proper field mapping for this. Like in this case, this animal name API name is his name. If I just show you, like this one is the name API, we need to provide the field API name in here. And in here, the we as we know, custom field contains this double underscore C. That is why accordingly we just need to update these mappings. After updating the mapping, this error will be gone unless this will show error like invalid field name or unknown field. Those kind of issues will show. After updating the mapping, all the issues, all the errors will be gone. And the wait. So as of now, I'll be just click on this by skipping this. Skipping the records, we can just skip the mapping for a field, particularly on clicking by clicking on the skip action button. We can do that. But if we just want to map the records, we can also do that by, if we just skip the records, that will be appended with underscore then that field name. But I will be mapping the records like owner ID, not owner ID. Or let me just, as of now, let me skip this field mapping. So on after updating all the field mapping properly, we can see this run insert button is enabled, and there are like 50 records are getting queued. So from here we can see that how many records will be loaded into this Salesforce. And on clicking on this run insert, we can see this pop up like you are about to modify your data in Salesforce. This action cannot be undone. 50 records will be created. I'll be just clicking on this insert button, and the insert, on clicking on this insert we can see that like this data date type, like this is not a valid value for the type date, so we just need to update the record accordingly. So let me just find one of the records like animals. And whenever we are just getting a record, any issues or any errors in the while loading the records, we can see the status as failed and ID, action, and errors. So in the errors column, we can find the all the error details. And if we are able to get the records loaded into the Salesforce, we can see all the list of ID values, and the action will be like success. So let me just, as of now, let me just find a record, and let me see the date format. So this is how the date format should be. So I just need to update the records accordingly. So as of now, let me just use these records. So I have updated the date of birth. Let me just copy all the records again, and I just need to paste again in here. And we can just like we need to just update the mapping again. And we can click on this run insert. Again there are issues. Okay, the records not updated. uh, the format should be like this one: year, then month, then date. Now it's okay, I think. Let me just copy again. Now it's look good, the format of the date of birth. Let me just update the mappings. Let me just click on run insert. And now we can see that like 22 records got succeeded and 28 records failed. So whatever the records got inserted, so in the action we can see this inserted records, and in the here we can just found the list of IDs. So and we can just keep open the list of record. Like if I just open this record in view in Salesforce, we can do that. But before that, let me check the error like invalid or null values for restricted pick list. So health status bad value for the restricted pick list. Okay. So health status, I think this value is not there in my pick list values. That's why the issue. Let me update the health status field. So healthy, sick, under observation, and critical. These are the four values that they are in my pick list value. And okay, there are some other values as well. Under observation. Okay, I think this is the issue. There is a dot in the pick list values. Since this is restricted, that's why other values are not supported to be inserted. Since this is defined as restrict picklist values defined in the value set. If it's not restricted picklist, then we can just enable, like we can just insert random values in this field. But in our case, that would not be possible. So I think now the records are good. And if I just see, also there is issues with spaces. Spaces. So in my records, like what are the species values are there? Like dog, cat, cow, horse. These are the four values there in my species record. Let me add these extra values as well, like this parrot, horse, rabbit, cow. Okay, dog, cat, cow, horse is there. Parrots are not there. That's why parrot, rabbit, sheep. I think now we are good to go. So extra values are I have added. Let me just retry once again. So we can just retry failed as well with the failed records, but in that case, since I'm just updating the records in the file itself, that is why I just want to uh, insert all the records, or I can just um, and we can see now like 49 records got inserted. and there is one failed value. Okay, what is the failed value? Like species goat. Okay, goat species is not there. Let it be. So like for our case, 49 records got inserted successfully. So we can just, this is how we can just insert Salesforce record in using the Salesforce Inspector Reloaded tool. And we can just see one of the records. Like if I just open one of the record, um, by clicking on this view the record in the Salesforce, we can see all the details are there, and we can just see the records from the list view as well. Like if I just open the animal list view on clicking on this all, and I'm just pinging this one, all the records, and we can just add all the field values in here. Okay, there are like, there are like 50 fields we can just display in the list view. So after updating the list view, we can find all the records got in the list view. We can see all the records. So this is how we can just like update our list views as well, and we can use this Salesforce Inspector tool to load records in a custom object in Salesforce. So in the next session, I'll be showing like how to export records, then how to delete records as well. So I'll be adding more tutorials on Salesforce and Omni Studio topics. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.